Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back. I am so excited today. I have one of my friends coming here to chat with me, sweet Cheily, or Cheily Beth, as I like to call her. Hey Cheily, how are you?
Hey Tanya, I'm doing really good. Thank you for inviting me.
Amazing. Thank you for joining me. This is so much fun. And it's so weird because if you guys follow me, you'll see that Cheily and I, we meet up almost every Saturday with a group of girls. And then we also have a mastermind. So normally we're chatting about, oh, I have this business problem, or I have this challenge, or this is going well. So it's a little bit weird to be interviewing my friend, but I'm just
Yeah.
excited about it.
Yeah, me too, me too. Like I'm excited for this opportunity as well.
Yay! So, Cheily is a freelancer, marketing expert, and educator. She creates content to help people work online, invest, manage finances, travel, and live a more fulfilling life. She mainly works as a freelancer in marketing strategy, Facebook ads, brand consultancy, and an international educator. Cheily also has an MBA from Barcelona Business School and a certification in NLP and coaching. And now she creates courses to help people literally all over the world achieve similar results, which is freaking phenomenal. So, before we go
Yay.
into the interview questions, do you want to just tell us a little bit about your story? So, where you're from and your story to where you are now.
Sure. So like you said, like I work in marketing and a freelancer. I've been doing that for 4 years now, 4.5 years. I started I'm just working in general marketing, and now I'm more focused on Facebook ads. And it has been a journey for sure because that's not what I studied at all. Like I studied electrical engineering, like I graduated and the whole thing. But then, like even before I graduated, like I knew it wasn't for me, but I decided to finish anyways. And once I graduated, I did my first solo trip to Europe, and I realized that I wanted to live work online and I wanted to live on my own. So I made it happen because like I'm not sure how much you know about Latin culture because I'm from Colombia, by the way. So in Latin culture, you usually don't leave your family or your parents' house until you either get married or get a job in a different city. So I basically have to tell them a white lie that I got a job in a different city for them to let me leave. So I moved to Medellin, which is a city in Colombia. I had like enough savings to survive for like 3 months, find a way to work online. Like I had an idea that I wanted to work in marketing. I have like a little bit of experience on it because my parents, they have like event planning business. So I decided to learn marketing many years ago just to help them. And when I moved to Medellin, I said, okay, I have this marketing knowledge. I might as well do something with it. Like I might as well take advantage of it. So I started to find jobs online, and before the money ran out, like by the third month, I found like a proper job, and I did that for a year. Then I got another job, an even better one. Eventually decided to stop working like full time with a single company and just like get my own clients to actually have the flexibility. Like I was working online, but I didn't have the flexibility. So yeah, like ever since I decided to work for myself and get my own clients, I've been like more happy, more fulfilled, and have more freedom. And that's what I want to teach other people, like how to get to a level of freedom, basically.
I love that. And I mean, I've known you for just over a year, and you had
Yeah.
already grown so much from that whole story where you're coming from, but also seeing how much you are constantly doubling and tripling your income. I'm like, oh, I need me some of that.
Yeah. Just like trying a little bit of the time, and like you said, like it has been like for a year, and like seeing I see it as a many years process, like years in the making, like for me to be able to be more confident to charge more for my services, or to be more picky, or to niche down and to be selective. Like before I was just getting any client, any paid, like I didn't have any standard, any boundaries at all. And then eventually, like the more confident I became, the more I could actually exercise those boundaries and minimums. So it's easier now, but it took a while to get there.
I like that. And the joke
Yeah.
is only going to get a little bit easier.
Yeah, for sure.
So I have a question. I mean, coming from engineering to then becoming an educator online internationally, the coaching, the Forex, like everything that you're doing and stuff, how do you what can I say? How do you know which direction to go in? What pushes or nudges you to go in that direction? Because obviously it's completely different to where you
Yeah.
started.
I guess like following my intuition at the end of the day. Like you just get like nudges of like ideas and things. And the more you trust it, the more it's easier for you to get downloads and information. Like before, like I used to be like really afraid or I wouldn't trust my intuition as much. So decisions will take longer. Like but now I can just like make a decision like that. Like I will just know right away. And sometimes I will wake up with bursts of inspiration. Like I don't know, like I allow myself to be guided. Like for example, with investing, so I wanted to start a YouTube channel, right? I wanted to teach people in Latin America about money management because I've been like quite good at it over the past few years. So I wanted to teach people what I've learned over the process, like how do I save, how do I buy a house, how do you travel, all of these things.
Mm,
And I just wanted to share everything I knew, right?
mm,
And then eventually I made one video about investing because that was the thing that I was learning at the moment. So I was like, okay, there is no information that talks about this in this way, so I'm gonna share it. And then the video just blew up. And more people wanted to learn more about investing and they were asking me more questions. So that was also like, okay, I got inspiration to create a video about investing and now people want me to talk more about it. So that also forced me to learn more about it. And at first, I just wanted to be like a long-term investing and like teaching all these things. But then the thing is that the more you know about what topic, the less afraid you become. Like some
mm,
people are afraid of things they don't know, like they're afraid to invest because they don't know the things they're investing, right? Like for example, volatile things like cryptocurrency and things like that. A lot of people are afraid of that, and I was one of those people too, because I have no idea how it works. But the more you read about it, the more it makes sense, and the more you're excited, and the more you invest on it. So that's the thing, like you just get an initial idea and then everything just falls, like as long as you continue following that intuition, because if you shut it down, then the intuition won't come to you. Like it's like having like a best friend and like it's always with you. And if you decided to never take their advice, she's gonna be at some point like, I'm not gonna give you advice anymore. But if you actually like follow through and follow her advice, it's like, okay, now we're in a partnership. Like I will hear you out. I sometimes don't know what she tells me some things, but I hear it, and it's just like a beautiful partnership with my intuition.
I really like that. And I'm so big on intuition and learning how to listen and trust
Yeah,
your intuition. And one of the things is that it's you know, it's like a relationship, a friendship, it's like anything. You sort of have to learn to understand your
yeah.
intuition. And without trying and trusting, there's no way that you're going to be able to strengthen that relationship and know, okay, this is my intuition. Oh, this is my ego, or this is me being too ambitious.
Yeah.
So
But there is a problem with being ambitious. It's just like what you want is there, and then your intuition is guiding you to slowly get it, you know?
yeah, this is true. But I actually then have another question to follow up in terms of many ideas that come from your intuition and many directions to come. So I know with you, you've spoken about how this investor video blew up. So you knew that this is the direction. But when you
Yeah.
get all these different ideas coming to you, how do you know? You know, I've seen with you that you've tried quite a few different things. So how do
Yeah.
you know which idea to follow and also how far to go before giving up?
So for me, like I think about it in many ways. Like before, I wasn't like I was all over the place. Like I remember like a couple of years ago, I would just try anything and just like try different things, and then it didn't work for a month, and I would just let it be, and I would just give up on the project and things like that. But now it's different, mainly because I'm focused on long-term growth rather than a quick win, because I realize there is no quick wins. Like any single project that you actually want to see successful and make it work, it's gonna take some work, and you're gonna need to love it, and you're gonna need to put some time into it. So if you don't see yourself making money for something or doing something for at least 3 years on the road, then maybe you should try something else, you know? And like also like doing the things that spark joy, and even if it doesn't work, like you're still enjoying it. Like for example, my YouTube channel, like I didn't like my first 1,000 subscribers, it took me like a year to get of continuous posting, and also like the monetization, like it doesn't happen right away. Like it happens like after 4,000 hours. So you need to like actually enjoy it if you want to like continue doing it, because if you're only like focused on the money, then it's gonna be harder to enjoy. Like I enjoy the process because I'm sharing my knowledge and people are asking me questions, and I can just share what I've learned instead of like letting it die with me. So I just like found that whenever I choose a project, I think long term, and also like see like if it can actually brings you joy long term, and it's actually like aligned with what you want. Like for example, like when we met, I was trying coaching and I was doing all of that, and I love it. Like I love the creation process, but at some point I fell out of love with that. Like I don't know, like it didn't feel like an alignment, but at least I gave it a try. Like it's not like I was afraid to try. Like I'm open to try new things, but I'm very aware. Okay, like until this point, like how can you like will I want to continue doing it for like 3 more years with no results or not? Like do I want to do it just because of the outcome, or do I actually enjoy the process of creating this? So that's also like an indicator for me. So sometimes you just fall in love with the idea of doing something, but when you actually do it, it's not what you expected, and then that's a good indicator for me as well.
The joy meter, what brings you
Yeah.
joy, right?
Yeah.
That's what I
Exactly.
talk about with the whole manifestation, and it's something that we've learned as well. It's why do you want those things? Why are you manifesting those things? Why are you going in that direction? Is it because it brings you joy? Is it because everybody else has it? Is it because you want
Yeah.
money? Just really connecting to your joy meter makes such a massive difference, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
totally. Yeah.
Cool. So, okay, what are some of the challenges that you've had when it comes to going into 100% working online? So, you're freelancing, for example, before you even talk about running a
Yeah.
business. What are some of the challenges that you
So
faced?
for me, there were several challenges. So the first one was trusting myself that I was gonna be able to make it work, because as a freelancer, it's your job to get the clients. You don't do everything. Like it relies on you. There is no one boss who like is gonna pay you every month, no matter what. On like you need to be like fully responsible for your future and for your outcome. So it's a lot of responsibility that a lot of people think they want, but when they actually get it, it's like too much and it's too overwhelming. But thankfully for me, like I've been always being independent. I'm used to doing my thing. So I knew it was gonna be a bit more challenging and a bit more responsibility. But I was ready for that because the upside was the freedom and the flexibility and all of that. And the other thing was also especially first, like trusting on my abilities, my ability like to deliver and to communicate. Like for example, my English, even though it's not perfect now, before it was just like way worse. So that was like an insecurity of me, like because I have the knowledge, but how can I explain to potential clients that I have the knowledge? How can I gain their trust? Like how can I show them that I can do it, even if my English is not perfect? But then I just decided to, okay, that's not gonna be my belief now. Like I'm not gonna put my worth into how perfect my English is. My worth doesn't depend on that. Like I know I'm good, and the right client will see it. And now I actually with the clients that I have, we there are clients like I don't even have like meetings with. Like I just like communicate via WhatsApp or via email, and they just trust in the results, and I don't even have to speak English as often. Like the challenge that I was putting myself, or the box that I was putting myself, was removed like out of the question just because I didn't want to deal with that. Or eventually also like my English got better. So it was also like a process. Um at the end of the day, like I think it's all about the confidence and the trust you have in yourself. That's for sure the biggest challenge.
I like that. And that's such a big one, right? The whole
Yeah.
self-confidence for absolutely any and everything we do. If you can just gain that 1% little by little of confidence,
Yeah.
you can get so much better.
Yeah,
So,
for sure. And now that you talk about confidence, it's just that sometimes people think that it's gonna be like a big change. Like from one day to another, I'm just gonna wake up confidence and gonna do everything. But I think like it comes down to just doing the thing constantly, and then the confidence just starts to build. Like for example, my YouTube channel, like I have to like record videos and things like that. So before it will take me like 3 hours, and now it takes me like half an hour to just create a video. And also like how confident I am in camera, because now I'm able to do it more often. So you compare my first video to now my 50th video, like it's like a completely shift, you know? So it's not something that happened from one day to another. It's just like a continuous practice. Same with my freelance clients. Like my first sales call was terrible, but now I'm more confident. I know what to do. I know what to say. I know how to gain their trust. Like it's such an easier process now. So it didn't come like from one day to another. Like you just need to practice it, and confidence will come.
I like that. I really like that.
Yeah.
So, with the whole freelancing thing, right? If someone is like, okay, fine, I'm ready, let me do it. And I know you have a course about this and you have loads of
Yeah.
content, which I'm going to link in the show notes below. But if someone is like, okay, right, I'm ready to start, what are the first few steps you would advise someone?
Okay, so the first step is just get clarity on the current skills, and like see how much in demand those skills are. Like some people will have like some skills that they can take advantage of. Like so for example, somebody who knows graphic design or copywriting or like things like or translation. There are like many abilities a person will already have like on their own. Like maybe they've picked it up over the years, or maybe like a hobby, you know. So that would be like the first thing. Get clear on what you can offer. If you at the end decide that you cannot offer anything, which I don't think is true in most cases, you can always do like simple tasks, or like do translations or copywriting or personal assistant or virtual assistant, things like that, that doesn't demand that much of a like learning new skills. And the other thing is, if you actually want to learn the skill, you don't have to wait for months to actually get paid for it. You can just learn on the go and just put it out there, because the easiest way to get good at it is you just get experience, and you can actually get paid by, you can practice and get paid, because you can get like clients who doesn't have too much budget, so you can just lower your prices a bit because they're in the learning process. And once you get that experience, you're actually getting paid for gaining experience. Like the most experience you can get is when you actually work with a particular client, rather than just watching YouTube videos. Like until you actually apply what you learn into the real world, it's going to be a completely different experience. And the next thing will be to decide on the platform. So for me, like I've been using Upwork for years now, and I really like it because it's very robust. It creates like this space for any range or any hourly rate,
Mhm.
because there are people who make $5 per hour, $1 per hour, to people who make $300 per hour or more. You know, like you can find so many skills levels, and it's not like, because people think like sometimes everyone who search for a job online, they're gonna get paid very low, or not gonna be value, or everyone wants to just get the cheapest. And it's not always the case. Like some big company will have the budget, but they don't have anywhere else to get it, so they go to Upwork anyways. And it's all about how you sell yourself. And how you value your work. And like if you know your work is good, then you want to charge more for it. And the more confident you are in the results that you're gonna get, the more you can charge for it. But that comes with the years, or with the more time you do it. But as a beginner, you just need to get that experience. Like the faster you can get those initial 5 clients, the more your confidence will improve, and the more faster you can improve in the platform as well.
I like that. And you guys, Cheily knows what she's talking about. Didn't you go from like $400 to 4K or something like that? You know, some massive boost in your income in a pretty
Yeah.
decent amount of time. So trust her, guys.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it was funny because like that first job that I was telling you about that I got before the money ran out, like it was paying me $500 per month. Like was that's like the minimum, a bit more than the minimum wage in Colombia. So I was just like making like barely enough to survive, right? So, it was working. Like it was exactly what I needed at the time. So I'm thankful for it. But that's the thing, like I gained a lot of experience with a job. Like it didn't pay a lot, but the experience that I got was so much. Like my English was improving, the way I was dealing with clients improved, because it was like a new company, it was like a startup. So startups are always like learning on the go, very fast. So it allowed me to have that experience. Like I don't know if I probably will be working at different company, like I don't know, like even if it was 1 year of experience, it felt like 3 years, just because I was doing so much. Yeah. And so yeah, like once I finished working with them, I got a different company, and then that company paid me. So the potential, it was funny because so the way that I got my second job was through that first company. Like I was having these consult calls with a Facebook expert to the company that I was working with, and then we just met like 4 times, and then he saw the potential in me, and then he was like, "No, I'm gonna hire you to my company. Like, do you want to make 3 times more?" I was like, "Sure, sign me up."
Wow, really?
Yeah, like yeah, he just sent me an email out of the blue one time and was like, okay. But the thing is, it didn't last very long. Like I was very happy, but it didn't last very long. It lasted like 3-4 months, and then I was like without a job and without anything. So I was like, okay, like I could decide to continue working to find another company to work full time, or I can just like find different clients. Because for me, I decided that I don't want to make my income rely on one single source. And that's when I decided to stop putting all my eggs in a single basket and just like trying to find different clients. So if at one point one leaves, then I have like others to rely on. Like it was like for me a learning lesson, because I was so happy and making all of this money, and then it was all gone from one day to another, which I didn't enjoy at
That's
all.
tough.
So then I was, because I already have experience, like I already have like a couple of reviews, like then I just started to find my own clients, and in a couple of months I was able to replace that income just with the same with different clients instead of one client. So it was good. Like I was able to do the shift, and yeah, it was everything was a learning experience.
I love that. That's amazing. And also it just goes to show that when you are putting your heart into what you do, when you're good at your craft, the right
Yeah,
opportunities will open up to you. Because
for sure.
obviously, I'm assuming having that opportunity come up to you with that client was a massive ego boost for you. You know,
Yeah, for
to be like,
sure.
okay, I can do this. What else can I do?
For sure, for sure. Like I didn't know, like at the moment it was such a bit shift, because first I thought my English wasn't good enough to be paid that. Hey, the camera. Ah, no, it was good. Can you still hear me? Yeah. Okay. Because I stopped hearing you for some reason.
Oh yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, good. Yeah, so for me, it was first the ego boost, but like you said, because I thought my English wasn't good enough, like to be paid that much. But and even as a beginner, like I was still learning Facebook ad, I was still like learning all of these things. I was like, okay, so I'm worth. It was like a validation in kind of way, but it was good because after that, I didn't need them to feel validated. It was just like putting the like if you have like blurry vision and then you put the lenses, it's just like that, and then it's like
Yeah.
you get like LASIK surgery, so you don't need the lenses anymore. This is something like that. But it was good. Like I really love it because they were willing me to pay a lot just to learn and get on board, just because they trust not only my abilities, it's just my ability to learn, and that's also really valuable for an employer at the end of the day.
I like that. And I love the example that you used about the glasses thing, because even from me, so I was born in Zimbabwe. I was fortunate enough to move to England when I was a teenager.
Mhm.
But when you're a teenager, you've sort of already made up your opinions. You've got that stuff set in your mind, like
Yeah.
um, what can I say, income ceilings, for
Mhm.
example, what kind of
Yeah.
jobs you can go for, what kind of, what kind of opportunities are out there for you. So I can imagine someone who's stepping into freelancing at first would look at this and be like, but what, you don't even know what you don't know. You don't even know
Yeah.
how much possibilities are there until you actually step out and try it. And sometimes it's all about trial and redirection. I won't say trial and error, but trial and
Mhm.
redirection.
I like that. Yeah, totally. And just the opportunities like can come out of nowhere. And like for me especially, like I was making like a minimum wage, and then from one day to another, I just like 10K my income, just because like for not doing anything in particular different, just like being open to the opportunity. And I was like, it was like, I don't know, it was so weird because it was the most money I've ever made until that point. And for being so young, I think I was like 25, and I was making more than people working in Colombia with 10 years, like 15 years of experience. So like it opened also the possibilities. Like, okay, there is like a whole world of possibilities. And like if I get really good at this, I can actually make more money. Like it doesn't depend on a boss, like it just depends on my skills and how good I am. So that also like opened the way of how I will see making money and just like earning a living online. Because if you get a job or if you work with a boss, like you're usually like there is usually like an income ceiling, like you said, because there is so much money a company can pay. But when you work on your own, when you have your own business or you work as a freelancer, you say what you do, you say what your work is worth. Like you put it rather than someone else does it for you. And that just like was like a massive shift. And especially because that particular client that hired me, when I was working with him as a consultant, he was making $300 per hour, and I was like blown away because like how can someone make you an hour what I can make in a month practically. So I was just like, how is that how does that even work? Like how do you get to that point? But that's the thing, like the fact that you're seeing somebody else doing it, it just opens a possibility. Like you didn't know something was possible until you saw somebody else doing it. So the fact that you see all of these people being successful and driving at their own thing, it just like expands your vision and your mind and gives you like a different way of seeing things, which I love. Like I love being inspired by the success of other people for sure.
I love that. And also, it just goes to show there's this graph that I share quite a lot in my videos talking about the percentage of things you do know, the percentage of things you don't know about, and
Yeah.
then the percentage of things you don't even know exist.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
Just like
$300 per hour, which someone might be like, oh, I wasn't earning very much. I was on $300 per hour. To them, that's nothing. So
yeah.
the range of possibilities is huge.
For sure. It's just like, I don't know, it just opens up once you are more exposed to these things.
I like that. So you're your own boss,
Yes.
which then brings me to my next question, which is probably even more of a hurdle to fight sometimes. I don't know, you might tell me I'm wrong here when you're
Mhm.
your own boss, but how do you stay motivated or productive even, especially times when you just don't feel like doing it?
Mm, it's just like for me, like especially over the past few months, I've been trying to focus instead of being productive and just doing, focus on more on being efficient. Like how can I do less? How can I get like like make the most of something and get the most output without having to just like work the whole day? Because that's not like how I function. Like I don't have to work, like I'm thankful enough and that I don't have to work like for 8 hours straight. Like I just work for 2 hours, be very efficient with my time during those 2 hours, and then take a break, then come back to work for 2 hours. Like it's never like I had to force myself to work many hours in a row. So that just helps me like balance. And once you're balanced, you're more motivated to keep going. Like at some point, like I can chill during the day, but then I want to work because I enjoy what I'm doing. So it's not like I need to like have that continuous motivation of like grinding and working and hustling, because I don't need to. Like I created this schedule and this flexibility around how I like to work and how I enjoy it. So it's not like this constant motivation that I need to have. And like I just like do what I love and try to enjoy it. Like for example, the YouTube channel, like I just enjoy that. So it doesn't feel like work. I don't need like extra motivation to do it. I just have like personal, how do you say, rules or personal minimums. Like I need to put like at least one video a week. If I make two, great. If I make one, yes. And I also like I'm trying to like remove all of the self-imposed rules. Like for example, like no, I need to post a video every Thursday, and then I will feel like drained. I was just like, I need to make a video every Thursday. So then eventually, like, you know what? Who says that I have to make a video every Thursday? Like, I'm just gonna make a video a week whenever that day of the week is. So I'm just like trying
Yeah.
to remove all of those rules that you think you need to have, and then just doing what works for you.
There's another reason why we are friends, Shaylee, because
Yeah.
we like that life balance.
Yeah, for sure. Just
Delegating
enjoying.
and doing the 10%, it's that projector energy. We just need to
Yeah.
relax and have fun.
Exactly. Honestly, which is great. It works for us because that's how our energy is maintained and like properly used.
Yeah, I like that. So basically, what I'm hearing you say is to stay motivated, manage your time, especially if you're working for yourself, manage your time and be efficient with it.
Yeah, and more than manage your time, it's just like manage your energy. Like for example, for me, like I know that I'm the most productive during the first days of the day. So I try to do like the harder work during the morning. So at least in the afternoon, I can do like more relaxed work, and I can just also like change my setting. Also works. So just like understanding yourself helps you a lot because if you know you're someone who doesn't enjoy being locked the entire day, then like try to shift because once you do what you need to do to just make the most of your energy, the more energy you have. Like, I'm sure that if I have to work 8 hours straight, I wouldn't be as efficient as I am if I just change the way I work now.
Yeah, yeah. Even
Yeah.
me, I can't. The thought of now doing 8 hours.
Yeah.
I'm very lucky that at the moment the job that I have, it's more about results rather than,
Hmm.
you
Yeah.
get those managers that are like, "Are you online at 9? Are you online at 1 minute past five?
Yeah.
I want to see you all day." These are the
Mm,
results that I want, and I'm trusting you to go and do what needs to be done and deliver.
definitely. Totally for sure.
I like that. Okay, so here's a fun question for you.
Sure.
Pick a number between 1 and 27.
18. No, 6.
18, no 6. Okay. You are given three wishes by a genie.
Oh
What do
my.
you wish for? No infinite wishes or anything similar to that.
Oh my.
I'm
Mm, mm,
asking the
mm.
girl that probably has everything that she wants. I mean,
Yeah.
living out in Mexico right now for what, 3 months?
Yeah, for 3 or 4 months. We'll see. Maybe more, who knows? Um, it's a hard question. Like, it has been the hardest question you had asked me so far.
I mean,
Okay, so
26.
right. But what's the 18? Maybe I can change it.
18 was, um, what is the funniest joke that you know by heart?
Okay, I will do the 6. The 6 is easy. Okay, so the wishes could be okay. So health for sure, like have like always trusting, like I will have like enough health and years to do everything that I desire. The second one will be trusting myself that I will get everything that I want whenever I want it, just be able to make it work.
Mm,
And the third thing is being able to inspire others by living my best life.
which is what you're already doing. So that
Yeah.
sounds really
Okay, but in a wider scale, like I want to inspire more and more.
like that. No, it does.
Or just like make the best out of life, like just enjoy it, but also like have like a good legacy. I think like just
Mm,
being able to everything that you learn or everything that I learned during this lifetime that it doesn't die with me. Like I have like a medium or a channel to just share everything I'm learning. Like I don't want the knowledge just to die with me and just like be stingy with what I learn, and rather just being open and happy to share and share it in a way that I like it, others' opinions doesn't affect me. I just want to share it because I want it from my heart, and I'm not going to dilute my message on what I'm saying just because somebody else doesn't want to hear it and things like that. So just like stay as true to myself, no matter how much my platform and my brand goes.
I love that. Just keep living in your truth no matter what.
Yeah.
It's funny enough, since I've known you, I've seen that the more your brand is expanding, the more you are living in your truth, the more you are showing the truth of who you are, which is so amazing because in the beginning it's kind of like, oh, okay, I'm going to work online, or I'm building a brand, so I need to be careful. I can't show them this side of me, or I can't show them that side of me. But essentially, the more you are showing who you are, the more you're blowing up, which is absolutely amazing and inspiring. So keep showing us who you are, Cheily.
Thank you. Yeah, like especially like for me, that was like, I think I've mentioned this before to you. So I have like, I was like wondering like should I keep it like very business oriented, or should I show my personal side, and like should I do my personal brand? And then eventually I decide, okay, between business or personal brand, I will just go with personal brand, because I wanted something that will grow with me, because I know like my interests and what I want to do will change and shift over the years. So I didn't want to like reinvent the whole thing once I decide to pivot or something, you know. So I wanted to just show behind the scenes of my life, and like every platform is different. Like for example in YouTube, like I can be very straightforward with the knowledge that I'm sharing. I can be playful, I can just show more personality and just like have fun with it. And then with Instagram, it's for people who also come from YouTube, who wants to know more about the behind the scenes, what I'm doing. And like for example, like, I think you saw I was posting these videos of like me learning how to like stand on my head. And like it doesn't have to do anything with investing or working online. It was just like a skill that I was trying to learn. And I've been making progress, by the way. I will post it. But yeah, it's just like I just go with the flow, and like and you just live. I just live my life and then inspire people by doing. Like you said, you got inspired and then you started doing on your own. So that's the sort of thing. Like I love doing that, like sharing what I'm doing and then inspire other people to do it. And it's just like a fun process. Like it doesn't have to be so serious all the time. Like I can just make my own rules.
Yes, make your own rules. Oh, yes, which is the point of life. Okay, so I have one question, but I also want to ask another question based on
Sure.
what you said there. So,
Okay.
and thank you.
No problem.
Okay, in your words or in your opinion, what do you think is the point of life? I know it's a big question. The point or the
Just be
purpose?
happy.
Hmm?
Be happy. Yeah. Because like happiness can come in many ways. Like and it's such like a fluid concept. Like everyone has their own definition, and like your definition of happiness can change over the years. Like before, I used to be concerned about, or the way I used to view happiness was as a goal. And then the more I actually learned about NLP and mindset, I realized that happiness is not a goal. Like it's more like a state, like a decision. You can actually decide right now to be happy just because you're thankful, just because you have been able to come this far and all of that, you know. So it's rather than a goal, it's just like a sentiment, like a state. um when you are happy, then you're able to impact more people. Like once you have like a full cup, you can then pour into others. So if you're not happy, then how are you gonna like share your gift with the world? Because once you're happy, you want to like make everyone happy, and just like it's something that you never run out of. Like it's not because I'm happy and then I'm gonna make other people happy and then I'm gonna run out of happiness. No, like you're gonna actually gonna be more, even more happy because you're
Mm,
sharing it with others.
yes,
So
speaking to
I
myself.
love it. Yeah.
Speaking to my soul. And you said something really interesting there about the whole you can just decide in the moment to be happy, which reminded me this morning I woke up, I was so miserable, I was so grumpy. I could only think about the things that were going bad in my life, the
Mm.
things that are not working. And I had to really speak to myself and be like, listen, Tanya, okay, so this is not going right. Fine. What can you do about it in this moment? Nothing. This, I looked at everything and realized there's nothing in that moment that I can do about any of those things.
Yeah.
Okay, so what would bring me joy in this exact moment? And then actually my little pillow over there, I was like, oh, but I love my pillow. I'm so grateful for my doji. Oh, my
Yeah,
brother
I'm
got it
happy
for
for
me. I'm so
everything.
grateful for my, oh, and I just started the whole gratitude rampage. And before you know it, I was so hyper and so happy. So you're right. You can just decide in the moment and start taking little shifts to change that.
Yeah, exactly. Because like you're like even though some people can like change their whole life from one day to another, it's more likely that many people cannot. So it's more like about easier steps that you take one day at a time. You
Mm,
know, so it's gonna be like a process. Like yes, you can be happy now and still work towards your goals and like everything you want. It doesn't mean like only when you reach a certain goal you're gonna be happy, because you're taking away time that could be spent just being happy. You know, like you can just enjoy the process of getting there and still work together. You know, it doesn't have to be one or the other, it can be both at the same time.
So true. So true. Okay, so the last question here. I am a massive, massive, massive believer in the power of celebration, the power of high energy, the power of raising your vibe and how that just attracts so many manifestations to you. And I celebrate as much as possible the small wins, the huge wins, everything. I try to celebrate with the same type of energy so that I can normalize the big wins and the small wins. And people are always like, how can I celebrate? What can I do to celebrate? So, do you have any ideas to share, or even any ways that you celebrate wins that you have?
Yes, I go out to eat.
Yeah.
I enjoy eating. I like, yeah, exactly. Because like it's such like once you like eat, you feel like so nice and happy. Like food just makes you happy. Like when you are eating like a proper plate, like something that you enjoy, something that is healthy and yummy, and especially like if the restaurant or place is like outside, so you're like in this nice vibe, like. And now, like before, I used to only go out to eat when I needed to celebrate something, like no, it's a special occasion. But now, because I enjoy it so much, it's like okay, it's gonna be my new rule. Like I'm just gonna go eat in the morning if I want to, or in the afternoon, or just whenever for no particular reason, just to celebrate life, and just have like a croissant or something, or like something really, really, really nice that I'm craving at the moment, and just like sometimes like even walking, like enjoying the sun in your face, and just like because sometimes you walk and then you're just going somewhere, just like doing your own thing. But sometimes you walk and just like feeling light and like life is amazing and everything is good, and it just like that's the way to celebrate. Just like, oh, what a beautiful tree! Ah, it's so colorful. Look at the birds. Like sometimes you feel like that,
Enjoy
and
the
that can be a
journey of the
celebration too.
celebration.
Exactly, just like enjoying the process, enjoying every single bit of like enjoying the simple things.
Oh, I like that. Enjoying the simple things. Ah, how amazing. Shaylee, I
Yeah.
love speaking to you so, so much. And I love our conversations. I'm really glad that people can get to learn a little bit from you, and just, you shared your nuggets. And so before we end, is there anything that you are promoting, especially for, I know most of the stuff you do is for Spanish people, Spanish speaking people at the moment, but
Yeah.
rumor has it that might change. Might be upgraded for the rest of us who have FOMO.
Mm,
Um,
yeah.
so, is there anything that you want to push at the moment, or where can people find you and connect with you?
Yeah, so there is actually like I quit because I want to help more people like work online, because that's something that I've enjoyed it so much, and that I want other people to enjoy it. You see, going back to happiness, when you want to have something that when you're so happy, you want
Got
other people to be happy. Yeah. So like I created this course to help people find work online, use Upwork, and like just like from the bottom, like people who have no idea where to start, what to do, how to reach to a client, how to differentiate from the competitions, because it's gonna be competition. So if you don't know how to do it, like for me, like it took me many years to get to this point, but if you like follow the guidance in the in the course, then you can like avoid all of the mistakes that I made, and you just get all the lessons without the mistakes. And yeah, so it's this course is called the 4K Upwork Transformation, and basically helps people who want to work online get a job online, like how to use Upwork from the A to C, and just everything they need. I have the same course in Spanish, because that's another thing. Like at first, I wanted to just share everything that I had in English, but then decided that the people who also needed the most were in my own country and people who speak Spanish. So I decided to make the shifts. But I still have my course in English that I'm happy to share with your audience and whoever wants to see it. And if they want to follow me on Instagram and see everything that I'm learning or everywhere that I'm going and traveling and working online, they can follow me in Instagram is at Cheily.ochoa, and they will find the behind the scenes.
Amazing. And they will love it, guys. If anything, just follow Cheney so you can enjoy her fun photos, her fun experiences, and just get ideas, especially as a solo female traveler. You can get so
Yeah.
many ideas of what kinds of experiences are out there and what sort of things to do.
Yeah, totally. So I'm happy to share it, and I hope to see you. I hope to see you guys everywhere in Instagram.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Cheily. This has been amazing. And
Yes, thank you for inviting me.
have more.
Yes. Maybe like in the future we can do like a follow-up interview or something.
Yes, she said it.